All right, so this is the first episode of the 2025 season.
Yeah.
We were planning on going to the training camp, but instead of having it for 3 weekends, for some reason this year they only had it for 2. Because I remember last year we went to training camp the weekend after their first preseason game.
Well, it's also very difficult because we both work long hours.
Yeah, and you do night shift, but
yeah.
It's also difficult because it was raining all summer.
Yeah, it rained a lot. We had a lot of things going on this summer. But the main thing is that, I work 19 hours a day, so that makes it very difficult. Weekends, I kind of like to relax. But I also do real estate photography, so I did a lot of weekends this summer in real estate photography. But didn't get a chance to go to training camp. But they also took a weekend away from us.
Yeah, because we were planning on going that third weekend until I looked at it and I realized, because we were too busy the second weekend.
Yeah.
But that first one, it was raining. We just couldn't go.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a bummer. We never actually had the opportunity to see Aaron Rodgers. I don't even know what he plays with this new offense yet, or DK Metcalf.
Well, I don't think many people have actually seen Aaron Rodgers at all and how he interacts with his offensive line and how his rapport with the receivers.
Yeah, and I'm just not a fan of seeing people judge before the play. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people are over here criticizing Aaron Rodgers and whatnot over the past couple years with him over in the Jets.
Well, everyone has been critical, and to be honest with you, I'm one of them, of the Steelers front office and the coaching staff and what they've been doing, and it seems like our expectations went from winning a Super Bowl to having a winning season, and that's just not Steeler football, and the fans do not like seeing that. And going into at the end of last year, I mean, everybody wants Coach Tomlin fired.
I just didn't like how we jumped from the beginning half of the regular season, and then the second half we were losing 5 games in a row, and then the playoffs we just gave up. Like, it was, was it, 14-28 or something? It's like the Steelers didn't even have points in the first half.
We lost the last 5 games plus playoffs, and the thing is that everybody was sitting there going, same old Steelers. And to be honest with you,
they're not wrong.
Up until this year, they were the same old Steelers. But they did something this year that in all my life I've never seen the Steelers do. And, for instance, they got rid of every quarterback we had. I mean, that's unheard of.
And they also got rid of all their main offensive weapons.
Yeah.
Najee Harris, the running back 1, George Pickens, the wide receiver 1, all of them are gone. So when you come into this season, it's more of a head scratcher than anything. So we just need time to go ahead and see how Jaylen Warren's going to be exciting because he will now be the starter for running back. But I'm honestly interested in seeing how Caleb Johnson will perform. He seemed a little on and off it seemed like he had some flashes in the preseason, but it makes me question how he will adapt and overall get better as the year goes on. And I just think that, to me, the run game's the biggest question.
Well, I think that's a fair assessment because, to be honest with you, our running game wasn't that great last year. And, whether or not it'd be this good this year, I mean, I think it's important that we have a good running game, but I think, at wide receiver, going into this season, getting rid of, Pickens, and, I think that was a good choice. I mean, if you,
yeah, I do too. Because
if you've seen the way he acted during that Dallas game, I mean, it was like, that's the reason we got rid of him.
Yeah, I was watching that. I'm like, why does he tackle somebody that he doesn't like? He freaking grabbed his neck and just went like that, and Dallas ended up losing like 15 yards out of it. Didn't even get a touchdown.
Yeah,
turned into a freaking fumble.
Yeah,
and just that's why we got rid of George Pickens. He would throw all these pointless penalties. The Steelers would come back, and that would turn into nothing.
Well, he's not a good route runner either.
He's not.
He I mean, he could catch a circus catch. He was, no problem doing that. But, you have to be a good route runner. And he wasn't very good.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And one thing that I heard about DK Metcalf, and I heard this from Ben Roethlisberger, but he is built. Like, he is just well-toned and overall massive. He's going to be a great defender and overall, like, protecting the run and whatnot and kind of engage with all that. George Pickens, he looks frail as can be. Like,
Metcalf
frail in terms of size.
Yeah, Metcalf is also a hard worker, and I heard that during training camp.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we weren't there, watching it, some of the talk about training camp on TV and hearing it on the radio, they said that he worked really hard during training camp. So I thought that was interesting, because he didn't need to, and he was always like the first one out in the field. He was always the one wanting to do extra things like that.
Yeah, and one of my biggest concerns coming into this season is most definitely how will Broderick Jones transition to the left side, because he used to be on the left side, but ever since Fatanu hurt his leg from last year, he was put on the right. Now this year, he's back on the left.
Yeah.
So my question is, how will Broderick Jones develop? Because he hasn't been good for the past 2 years he's been on the Steelers. So will he step it up? Will his game step up, or will he continue to falter behind with these holding penalties? Because that was one of the most annoying things coming into last year and all that stuff, just seeing the amount of penalties he would cause. And it's just the offensive line in general. A lot of new people. I just hope they don't let any defender slip by and cause Aaron Rodgers to hurt his Achilles again or something. You always said that Aaron Rodgers was like playing Russian roulette.
Yeah. But the thing is that he's also a very good quarterback. Now, he's not young anymore. What is he, 43 or?
Yeah, I'm not denying that he's not good. It's just,
I mean, he's old.
Yeah.
And whether or not this is probably his last year.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully he just puts it all out there in the field this year. And, but the thing is that, he's a good decision maker. He's very accurate. And he's also quick off in the release field. So whether or not he's going to hold on to the ball, I mean, hopefully not. And
it's more or less just hoping he has enough time, because the Jets' offensive line, Aaron Rodgers just had to come up with something.
Well, from what I understand, they had no plan. Okay. He said being coached by the Steelers, it's a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
That they actually,
the Jets, and I heard this from various people, their plan is just throwing from quarterback 1 to wide receiver 1 and just go deep ball and not actually scheme, is from what I've heard.
Well, from what I heard was our offensive coordinator, is it Smith?
Yeah, Arthur Smith.
He likes to use his tight ends, from what I understand. And there's going to be times that we have a 2-set tight end scheme and I believe 3. So he'll be utilizing tight ends a lot. That's from what I understand.
Yeah, and that one tight end we ended up getting from the Dolphins, Jonnu Smith, he was actually alongside Arthur Smith from 3 different teams. From the Titans, from I think it was the Patriots, and now the Steelers. So it seems like Arthur Smith and then Jonnu Smith, I don't know if it's their last name, but they always seem like to have this sort of partnership and play alongside each other. And some of the, most successful games they've had was alongside those 2 developing and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I just think that it'd be interesting seeing Jonnu Smith, someone who's familiar with Arthur Smith's play style, how he's going to play this year. Because that's another one of my biggest questions. Are we going to utilize our tight ends? It seems like we hardly seen Pat Freiermuth hardly make catches last year. And the same thing with, they call him Mount Washington. But
that's, you kept on having those moon balls thrown.
Yeah. But to me, that's one of my biggest questions with Darnell Washington. He made that one really great catch, and he's massive, okay? He's absolutely massive. You just chuck it down the middle. He's the tallest guy in there. He's just got to catch it. Everyone's got to reach up, but they'll only reach his head.
Well, this really is going to be interesting tomorrow because, we're going to release this video tonight. The game's tomorrow. And a lot of people are calling it the Steelers and Jets switcheroo.
Yeah.
Because their quarterback last year is now our quarterback, and our quarterback last year is now their quarterback. So this is going to be a really interesting game to watch because, we know how Justin Fields play. They know how Aaron Rodgers plays. So
I wouldn't be surprised if that will be the most watched game, at least at the 1 p.m. showing.
Well, is it a national game or is it just?
Well, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Some games like that are national unless you're in the market that has a team playing. But it'll be interesting to.
I'm sure a lot of people will tune in regardless. Whether that's finding it online or something.
It's interesting, and I think a lot of people right now tonight are on pins and needles because they're very nervous because what Steeler team is going to show up tomorrow? And even defensively, I mean, those last 5 games last year, I mean, we were awful.
Yeah, that's the difference from seeing the Steelers play against decent teams. In the last 5 games, all the teams were fantastic. They were playoff teams. And seeing the Steelers compared to them was like a night and day difference.
Now, and I think one of the things that killed us last year is not having the right personnel on the defensive line. What changes have we made on the defensive line? Do you know?
Are you talking secondary or?
Well, no, I'm talking right on the line where Cam Heyward would be.
I can't think. I know we got Jack Sawyer in this past draft class, but in terms of like starters, like new people we get in from free agency, I can't think of any.
No?
Like we did reach out to people in the secondary, like Darius Slay and various people to sort of.
I understand that, but.
I know the run.
The run is what killed us.
The run defense for the Steelers wasn't that great.
No.
At some points, I thought the secondary wasn't that great either, and that's what they ended up getting for this year. The only thing that I think the Steelers excel in terms of defense is causing pressure, which is very important. But if there's a man open deep in the field, just forget about it. He's going to blow right past the secondary. So that's what the Steelers focused on obtaining this offseason is more people that can help the defense in the backfield. Now, I did notice that they had Peyton Wilson and they had both Peyton Wilson and Patrick Queen as starters. I always thought Peyton Wilson was just a great player. Like that one interception last year where he kind of ripped the ball out. That was awesome. So I'm really excited to see how the linebackers are going to play this year. And also Cole Holcomb is making a return finally. He was gone for like a season and a half, 2 seasons due to an injury.
Yeah. Well, right here, the Steelers' 2025 defensive line features 2 new additions. Derek Harmon.
Yeah.
And what did you say? Yaya Black?
Y.A. Black.
Y.A. Black.
Yeah, Derek Harmon's out. He has a knee injury.
But it's drafted to strengthen the Steelers' run defense.
Yeah, Derek Harmon is out, so, we won't be seeing any of that for this.
No, he got injured, yeah.
But Y.A. Black, he looks like a 70s Steeler. I don't know if you've ever seen you've seen what he looked like, right?
Mm-hmm.
He looks like he looks like Franco Harris and all those players like that. How do you spell Y.A. Black?
It's Yahya.
Oh, I typed it in here. Yeah, he just looks like I think that's edited. But look at him. He just has that sort of Steelers look to him. Like that prime Steelers look.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
And he got a couple, I think he got a couple sacks during the preseason. So seeing him play, he's the one that everyone calls the belly Sally. He's rubbing his belly and stuff.
We seen that graphic on TV. Where they have the name up there and his belly's hanging over the
they
name.
Cropped it just the way that they they cropped it. Yeah, and he just looks very, very promising. I can't believe that his name didn't cross my head.
Well, it's exciting. It's very exciting to see what's going to happen tomorrow, because everybody wants their team to win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sooner or later, the Steelers are going to have a losing season. Is it this year? I go in. They picked the top. I think it was like the top 20 teams for this season going in. They had the rankings, and they only went up the top 20. Steelers weren't even in the top 20.
Ouch.
Is that justified? Yeah, maybe.
I think so.
But who was in the top 20?
Uh-huh.
Or even in the top, I think it was like the top 8.
Who wasn't or who was?
No, who was? Okay. Dallas, and of course,
the Browns?
Chiefs.
Oh.
Okay. Dallas and the Chiefs.
I would have laughed.
Okay. Do you know who lost the two first games of the NFL? Dallas and the Chiefs. They both lost. Okay, so they were in the top 7 or 8, okay, going into this season. As, their ranking. They both lost. Now, of course, the Dallas lost to the Super Bowl champs. Okay? But the Chiefs, they lost to they played the Chargers?
Yeah, the Chiefs played the Chargers. The Chargers actually featured Najee Harris a little bit, our previous running back. And they didn't play him much, but he kind of looked like same old, same old. Like he didn't look like he flashed. Otherwise, they would have played him more. But he only played a few snaps from what I've seen. So
how did the Chiefs look? Because I didn't watch that game.
The Chiefs.
I watched a little bit of the Dallas.
The Chiefs' defense looks like it needed help. It did not look solid whatsoever.
Well, they don't put any money into their defense.
And speaking of defense, I just saw this probably about 30 minutes ago. But Cam Heyward finally has a new contract organized. He's going to be playing this Sunday for sure, since that new contract came through. But it was a addition of $3 million.
And can he make up the was it 18 million or what is it?
I think it got increased to 18. I'm not sure
exactly.
exactly.
I've seen a little bit of that. That just came in tonight, right?
Yeah, Adam Schefter ended up posting it, which was...
Is he an NFL source?
Yeah,
when they always say there's an insider and in NFL.
Yeah, that would be him.
It's usually him.
Yeah, but anyway, they finally had him with a new deal. It's only this year from what I've read. So it makes me question, is he even going to play next year?
Well, he's one of those players that's getting up there towards retirement.
Like 36, by the end
for
of time,
defensive.
Yeah, by the time this season's over, he'd be 37.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's certain players that, like, quarterbacks can stay in the game a lot longer. Kicker, punter, they can all stay in the game a little longer. But as far as, like, defensive players, they get beat up a lot.
But you see, like, Derek Harmon, a lot of people would come out and say that he's going to be the someday replacement for Cam Heyward. Now, I'm not sure if Cam Heyward's going to play after this year. But... taking a look at some of these injury stats from, for tomorrow, besides Derek Harmon, who's going to be out, you got Nick Herbig. He hurt his hamstring, and it's going to be questionable. So that, to me, that's a sign of good news because it's not a multi-week injury. So he can probably play tomorrow, but I guarantee you he's most definitely going to be playing next week if it's going to be in the questionable status. You would think, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you also got Skylar Thompson, who is currently the a quarterback for the Steelers. I can't remember if he's going to be quarterback 3 or quarterback 4. I don't see Will Howard in here. So that tells me his hand's probably better, I'd assume. Or maybe he's on injury reserve.
Has anybody even seen him play?
No. And to me, that's questionable
you
right there.
You got two quarterbacks that nobody's seen play.
But looking at the Jets, now, I don't know most of these players on here, but I feel like the one that piqued my eyes the most, like piqued my interest, was Sauce Gardner. On Wednesday, he was limited because he hurt his fibula. But as of like the most recent reports, he's going to be a full participant into the game coming tomorrow because he played the last two. He played the last 2 practices. So it just makes me question, will something peak again? Like, will he reattain that injury or is he healthy? So that's just something that I question, is Sauce Gardner for the Jets. But besides that, I'm not sure who any of the other players are. I'm not going to even attempt some of these names. Like, I don't even know how to pronounce that name.
Chewbacca. No, I don't
That's
know.
what I... or Okorfador. I don't even know how to pronounce these names, but he's questionable. The most important thing is just when I look at the Jets is Sauce Gardner is back to full health while he was injured and limited on Wednesday. But as of tonight, the Jets have 2 people that are out and 1 who's questionable. You got a guard, an offensive lineman, and an offensive tackle for the Jets. So the defense, they have a little bit of leeway for the Steelers since these players for the Jets are going to be out.
Yeah, and we don't talk about preseason games that much because you're really not playing your big starters. And nobody plays preseason like... The only ones that are going to play preseason tough are the ones trying to get a job. The ones that are really...
Yeah, and they would also be the people that you would see the penalties on because they're trying to make a play. They're trying to be risky.
Well, they're going to take risks because they went on the team. And those risks are either going to pay out or they're going to, make them lose their spot.
Yeah, make him cut. So
that it's tough because especially for those that weren't high draft picks or weren't drafted at all, and they just trying to make the team, But we don't really concentrate on that too much because it's like.
Yeah, the Steelers never even played Aaron Rodgers. They never played DK Metcalf. There's really nothing to go off.
Well, we heard a list of like 5 players. One that wasn't on the list was Boswell, which we don't think he played preseason.
No, he didn't.
But they didn't have him on the list when they listed on TV, and I'm like, wait a minute, Boswell wasn't in there either.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, really, does he need to be? He's Mr.
Really.
Automatic.
But I think that's about it in regards to the upcoming game tomorrow.
Yeah, there's not too much. Powerball.
Oh, I was like, what the heck is that?
Well, the Powerball's coming out in 20 seconds here. I'm not going to win because I don't have good numbers, but we'll see.
Oh, I didn't realize you had the Powerball on there.
Yeah, it's $1.8 billion. Except the cash value of it is... Results pending. Let's see. Everybody's going to try to go into the Powerball here.
So, what is that just coming up here right now, or?
Yeah, but I'll wait until it reloads. I don't know why it's taking so long to load.
I was questioning what you were grabbing out of your wallet. I'm like, what is this? Like a freaking scratch-off ticket or something?
Well, the thing I think what we have to do now, and that's no different than, picking Powerball numbers.
Pick who's going to win.
Who's going to win?
I'm just going to pick the Steelers because all I can base this off of is just the fact that we have Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf. They're, DK Metcalf's really good. So if the Steelers can hold, if the Steelers line can hold Aaron Rodgers and allow him to throw the ball with more time, I expect the Steelers to win. Looking back at how the Steelers played against the Jets last year, pretty sure the Steelers dominated. Like it was 31 to 13.
We definitely have a better defense. There's no doubt about it. Do we have home field advantage in that? I guess I should know this.
Yeah, go ahead and look that up. I'll just continue talking. But I understand that was last year. This is this year. So determining who's going to win based off of last year's game, once again, I know the Steelers dominated last year. It's still up for grabs for either team. It just depends on who improved the most in the offseason. But
no, we're at the Jets.
All right, okay. So it's an away game.
It is an away game. That gives them the advantage right there because it is an away game. But I think we definitely have a better quarterback. Justin Fields, he was okay, but I don't think, from what I understand, he did not do very well in the preseason. Did you hear that?
I heard he was doing bad during training camp.
Or preseason he did good, or?
I don't keep up. I honestly would prefer not to watch the Jets during preseason.
Well, I know. I mean, it's probably hard to watch them. You'd have to watch them.
Yeah, I'd have
highlights.
To tune in for highlights and stuff. But just going based off of what I've heard, Justin Fields, hearing it from Aaron Rodgers best, the training staff and all that from the Jets doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah. So
we made Justin Fields look relatively decent. How good did Justin Fields do last year? I think it was 4 wins and 2 losses, and then they put Russell Wilson in after that.
Yeah.
So the Steelers did pretty good with Justin Fields, but you can see Justin Fields' limitations. And I don't necessarily feel... I didn't feel very optimistic with Justin Fields in there to begin with because I just didn't think he would have been that Super Bowl quarterback that would take us all the way. No, I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is that guy, but I feel like if you compare the two, Aaron Rodgers has more of a portfolio. So,
well, Aaron Rodgers, the one thing I can say is he gets along very well with our coach, and he said that Mike Tomlin never pressured him. And he said that he treated him like, with respect. He never was like, he never was like a coach. He was like a friend. He was concerned because I guess he was having personal problems and, with people in his family, I guess. Yeah. He never really, I never heard what that was. That's all I know. But he would get calls from, Mike Tomlin and saying, just, how's your family? Hope everything's okay. It was never about work. It was never about, hey, we want you to come to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's
it was never pressured.
Mike Tomlin.
There was never pressure or anything like that. So when Aaron Rodgers made a decision to come here, he made it on his own. He wasn't pressured or anything. He made that decision on his own.
Yeah,
and he said he respects Mike Tomlin for that.
I think a lot of people respect Mike Tomlin in terms of his character.
Yeah.
As for his game plan, that's just a whole nother episode.
They definitely did something totally different this year.
Yeah.
That I've never seen the Steelers do. And that's, I'm going to pick the Steelers to win tomorrow. I think you'd have to be like off your rocker not to pick them, because I think they're the better team going into this game. So, I just hope they do very well. I hope they just, if making all these changes, I sure hope one of the things the Steelers been doing over the past few years, they don't get quick starts. It seems like they're always playing from behind.
Yeah, every game they're always bad at the beginning.
Yeah, they need I think I don't know where we're at as far as how many points in the first quarter, but we suck in the first quarter. And we need to get off the starting line quick. We need to score points quick, and a lot of them. And that's going to put a lot of ease on our defense. We need our defense to stay off the field. That's why we need a better running game this year. So tomorrow's going to be the pivotal point to see where we're going to go from there.
Yeah, because it always comes down to the first 4 games, and that will determine how good the Steelers actually are.
Exactly.
All right, so I think that's going to be it for the podcast. Yeah, I think we shared all that we have to share and our expectations and stuff.
So. Now, I was trying to get the Powerball so that way I can tell everybody the numbers, but for whatever reason,
it's not loading.
I'm
assuming everyone's looking at it.
Oh, here we go. All right, here's the Powerball numbers. And of course, like I thought,
no numbers.
Are you serious?
What?
The only thing that I got on my Powerball was the quick pick, which is like the most important number, but that's the only one I got. I don't even know if you win anything on that. Everything else, I didn't get one number that was the same. But the Powerball was 11, 23, 44, 61, and 62 with the quick pick of 17.
Oh, so you did get 17.
I got 17. I got that number. Isn't that funny? All right.
So I'll end in prayer.
Yeah.
Lord, I pray for all the teams that will be performing tomorrow, as well as the teams that recently played this Thursday and Friday, and I pray for those that already played and that there any injuries or performance, I just pray that they heal up, and I pray for those tomorrow that injuries will stay minor or just no injuries at all, and that their travels to these stadiums and across the country are all in safety, Lord. And I pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. See you next week.
See you guys. Bye.